Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
Retailers are optimistic this season, hoping an improving economy and a rebounding housing market will boost holiday sales this year, estimated to reach $602 billion nationally. Here in Florida, the job market will benefit from hiring 40,000 to 50,000 seasonal workers. But finding the time to shop can be a challenge, especially when it comes to grabbing this season's hottest gifts. They fly off the shelf. Tech expert and Emmy Award-winning show host Katie Linendahl is here to share her holiday shopping tips to give you the confidence that you're making the right choice, finding the right price, and the right gift before you buy, all in the least amount of time. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Rosalie. Always love joining you. Thank you.
Okay, my Florida Tech pal. We're in the heat of the holiday season now. So how can we make gift giving easier, mostly if we have a limited amount of time?
Well, I think what's amazing nowadays is a lot of us are turning to online shopping, and everything that I'll be showcasing in my picks are from Amazon's 2013 holiday gift guide. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. And I want to start in the world of tablets because, of course, couldn't be more popular and more trendy. And Amazon's new Kindle Fire lineup is amazing and jam-packed with features. So let's start there. New Kindle Fire HDX 7 and 8.9 inch, less than £1, and all the specs that you need, whether you're a mom, your dad, you're tech savvy, you're not tech savvy. HD displays, 11 hours of battery life, quad-core processor, Dolby audio, also web chat capability, access to 20 million songs, 120,000 movies, all of the apps that you need. And I also have to say they added a new button. It's called a Mayday button. If you're not tech savvy and you have a question, no problem. You hit the Mayday button 24/7, 365 days a year, including Christmas. You have instant access, less than 15 seconds typically, to get a customer service rep right to you in a web chat. It's amazing. And also for parents, you know, a lot of parents are asking me, what's a great tablet to have around the holidays? Well, what's really cool about Kindle is they have Kindle free time. So you can create a profile for each kid and set time limits for reading, playing apps, or watching videos.
I've been researching what's new in cameras that shoot still photos and HD video. So what camera has great quality for a sweet price?
I think it can be really intimidating when you go into the store and you have all of these options and you're like, oh my gosh, do I really need to upgrade for my smartphone? Canon, I've been shooting with a Canon, actually a Rebel, since the glory days of film, and Rebel line makes it so easy. This is a Canon Rebel SL1, and what's awesome about it is if you really want to just kick it up a notch and not be intimidated, easy to use, this is literally the smallest DSLR that you can get your hands on. Quick focus, touchscreen LCD, great for low light and action photos. Overall, just a very solid performance, especially for how compact it is.
Any ideas for tech stocking stuffers?
This is interesting because it's SanDisk's wireless flash drive. And again, I like to say kicking it up a notch. Yes, you can store 32 gigs. You pop this right into your computer. You have an immense amount of storage. But what's really amazing about it is you can actually wirelessly stream and share files with up to 8 devices with a free app with this. So for example, I had all these videos and photos. I took a trip to Bermuda a few weeks ago. Had them on my computer. I actually put them on the drive and then accessed them. My friends and I sat around on our iPhones and we were actually streaming through all the photos right off of the flash drive. You don't even need an internet connection. So I think this is a very practical and portable gift for that business person in your life, that hard to buy gadget person in your life, or just somebody in the family that wants to share and stream videos.
Anything else?
One gadget that I've always been obsessed with is noise-canceling headphones. And a lot of people think of noise-canceling headphones, they're big and they're bulky. Don't have to be. Bose, leader in sound quality, actually has these quiet comfort lineup. And what's awesome is you can actually, there's 2 different modes. You can shut the world out entirely, or you can actually just listen in mode. If you are on a plane, if you travel a lot like me, this will actually no crying baby mode, as I call it. It is amazing. Once you experience noise-canceling headphones, you will never go back.
Thanks, Katie, for sharing your tech shopping tips this season.
Thank you so much.
Ready or not, the hectic gift-giving season is upon us. Between work, responsibilities at home, family commitments, there's no mistaking that people today are busier than ever. Michelle Maddock, entrepreneur, media expert, and CEO of She Finds, is here to share her tips on how to maximize time and money when searching for the perfect gifts for family, friends, and loved ones. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
So Michelle, give us some tips on how we can prepare in advance for deals and saving time during the holiday season.
Definitely. So one of the best things you can do right now is to get ready to get the deals. And that means safe shopping online. And the best way to do that is have the most up-to-date software and up-to-date device. So like this is an Acer Aspire S7. It's running Windows 8.1, which is just released. And it comes with Internet Explorer 11. The great thing about this tool, this browser, is that it'll flag phishing and malware sites so that you don't have to deal with the horrible people on the internet who want to steal your identity. It will let you know. And then if it's a good site, if it's a site that they recommend, that they know is secure, it'll have a green address bar so you know you're shopping safely. Because you don't want to have your identity stolen by scammers at the beginning of the holiday season. That would not be fun.
What are the most important tricks to keep in mind when pursuing websites to shop smart?
Get yourself organized before even you start shopping. So I love putting all of my things in the cloud. You can put recipes, shopping lists, gift ideas, and here's a tip. Take photos of all of your receipts and upload them to the cloud. And then if you happen to notice that something goes down in price, if you have some price alerts set up, then you can go and tell the store and ask for a price adjustment after the fact. Because if you're starting to shop early, you're going to have the greatest amount of selection right now, but prices can fluctuate during the season, so you want to keep track of those.
How can shoppers be sure that special sales prices are the best prices available?
Yes, definitely. You can go to sites like Price Grabber or Shopping.com. They all have alerts you can set up. So even after you buy it, I would set up price alerts, and it'll notify you if the price drops. So then you can go back and say, hey, here's my receipt, and I would like a price adjustment. And most of them will do it because they don't want you to return the item.
Where can our viewers go for more information to save more money this holiday season?
You can go to windows.com, and you can find out all about Windows 8.1 and IE 11.
Thanks, Michelle, for offering us all those great internet savvy tips to save money this holiday season.
Thank you.
So, what have you planned for your holiday menu? A new Harris poll reveals that the flavors of the Mediterranean are the cuisine of choice for Americans nationwide. As a first-generation Italian-American, my parents and grandmother cooked for days to serve our family and friends a traditional holiday dinner. And then we Americanized it and incorporated some traditional American holiday foods as well. But in honor of Italian Heritage Month, Chef Michelangelo and his mom, Sarah, founders of Michelangelo's Gourmet Foods, joins us this morning to help you serve up an authentic Italian feast that will make Mama proud for the holidays or any day of the week. Good morning to both of you.
Well, good morning to you. Thanks for having us on.
Chef Michael, ingredients are the key to a great dish. So what are some of the essentials to keep on hand for an authentic Italian meal?
Well, as anybody knows, any chef could be really good, but if they don't have good ingredients, they can only be as mediocre. So with us, it's always about having fresh produce in your house, hand-selected. You're going to look at you're going to have pasta, a little grated cheese, like herbs and stuff.
Right.
And you wind up you can make a meal in minutes if you have a couple of key ingredients.
Got to be quality, good stuff.
You were a single mom raising 5 hungry boys. How were you able to provide home-cooked meals every night?
Well, on my day off, I used to cook all the meals for the week and then put them in the freezer. And then what I did after that was when I came home from work, I'd take one of those meals out, put it in the oven, set the table, have the kids do their homework, we'd sit around and talk, and then we would sit down like a nice family and enjoy the meals that I made beforehand.
You two have a great spread there today. Give us some pointers on how to prepare a great Italian feast.
Well, like anything else, there's a couple of different courses when you have Italian food, right? One of them is to do nice vegetables. So I'm going to grill some vegetables here and get the antipasti ready. And then once I have this all grilled up, I'll take a little pesto, drizzle over the top, and that'll be the antipasta. And then from there, as you can see, we have a nice Michelangelo's meat lasagna, which is always a festive event when there's a lasagna, plenty for everybody to go around. We use fresh meats, fresh tomatoes, some al dente pasta, good nice cheeses, imported pecorino romano and Parmesan cheese. and that's what makes the meal.
Where can we go to find more great Mediterranean recipes?
Well, you could go on our website, michelangelos.com. You can find our recipes. You can find all the different meals that we make, and you could also look for a store locator so you can find a store next to your home where you could purchase them.
Chef Michael and Sarah, thanks for your helpful, yummy tips to serve up an authentic Italian feast. Bon appetit!
Thank you.
With all the stress, lack of sleep, and tempting holiday dishes around you that you must sample, what happens to our digestive health during the holiday season? Many will suffer from gastrointestinal disturbances like stomach pain, heartburn, or vomiting. We're creating awareness this morning to encourage our viewers to reach out and have dialogue with their doctor about GI symptoms. Joining us this morning is Dr. Rashina Raj, a gastroenterologist that will share the findings of a new national survey, and Julie Dubois, a patient with gastrointestinal conditions. She will share her experiences with GI problems. Good morning, Dr. Raj and Julie.
Good morning.
So, Dr. Raj, tell us, what did this national survey find?
This survey that was conducted by AbbVie showed that 7 out of 10 Americans do suffer from digestive symptoms at least a few times a month, but over half of them did not discuss it with their primary care physician. And this is worrisome because people are not really paying attention or listening to their gut, we like to say, and they're not getting the diagnosis that they need to start to feel better. So that's why Julie's here as well to share her story about how she finally got to that point.
So what is EPI?
EPI is exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, and that basically means your pancreas is not functioning properly, which means you're not going to digest many of your foods, and you'll experience symptoms like abdominal pain, bloating, or diarrhea. And if you want to learn a little bit more about the condition in depth, you can go to the website identifyepi.com, and it also has some tools of how to talk to your doctor about these symptoms, what's some of the information that they would want you to bring in for that first visit.
So Julie, tell us, how did you get diagnosed with EPI?
Well, I was actually having GI symptoms since I was about 14 years old. I would have to schedule bathroom breaks around my ballet classes to make sure I wasn't having any issues during ballet class. And so it really got to the point where I just had to talk to my doctor because it was affecting, my daily lifestyle. And so actually going to my doctor and discussing these symptoms with my doctor got me to the point where I had a diagnosis and was able to manage my symptoms.
When we're talking about GI conditions, or EPI in particular, it can be associated with some other very serious conditions like chronic pancreatitis, which is inflammation of your pancreas, diabetes, or even pancreatic cancer, cystic fibrosis, and Julie actually is a dietitian and works with children with cystic fibrosis, so she knows a lot about that and how serious a condition that can be. So, and with any GI symptom, it can be a sign of something serious going on, so it's always good to speak to your doctor and make sure you know why this is happening. The first thing I do in my office is I really try to make people feel comfortable and let them know that I've, as a gastroenterologist for sure, have heard it all, and nothing they say is going to shock me or embarrass me. So they should know that it's a safe space for them to speak about anything. But also, you really need to know that this is how you're going to empower yourself to get the best possible medical care. Your doctor is somewhat hindered in terms of helping you if they don't have all the pertinent information. And that's why the website identifyepi.com can be very helpful, because it'll give you lists of symptom trackers and things that you can bring into your doctor. And if you don't want to talk about it, you can even hand them the piece of paper and say, this is what's going on in my life, So there are a lot of ways to get that information across, but just make sure that you do convey it somehow.
Thank you, Dr. Raj and Julie, for joining us this morning to create awareness during this holiday season of overeating, of gastrointestinal symptoms.
Thank you so much. We hope we've helped some people today.
One in 6 people worldwide will have a stroke in their lifetime. In the U.S., someone has a stroke every 40 seconds, and every 4 minutes, someone dies from a stroke. The American Heart Association, American Stroke Association urges those who care for others to learn more on stroke warning signs, including bystanders who may need to act fast in a stroke emergency. Joining us this morning is Dr. Dimitris Lopez, neurosurgeon and national spokesman at the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association. Good morning, Dr. Lopez.
Good morning.
Dr. Lopez, what ages are the most prevalent for strokes in Americans?
You know, Rosalie, this is it can affect us in any age, from little babies to the elderly. We're all at risk. But there's no doubt that the population between 45 to 65 years old is today our main target because there's an increase in number of strokes that are predicted to happen in this population in 2030. So this group today can have the highest impact for us to decrease the chance of having strokes in the future.
My mother had a stroke at 53. Do strokes hit more men than women?
Depending on the type of stroke, you will have a variation on the sex, the race, but certainly today we would like to focus on teaching everyone how to identify the signs of a stroke, and so that we can prevent strokes in any age group as well as any race or sex without discrimination.
So, doctor, you're telling me strokes don't discriminate?
No, very much so, and I think that is a very important part of our message. We would like to make sure that anyone that has a risk factor specifically of stroke, or any caregiver that takes care of folks with those risk factors, can identify at least 3 different warning signs. And it's amazing to us. We saw that in a recent interview or evaluation of this data, we saw that 40% of the caregivers could not identify at least 3 warning signs, which was alarming to us because these folks, they have the best chance to pick into patients that are having signs of stroke and be able to call in for help and avoid a stroke from happening.
What are some of the risk factors and warning signs we need to be aware of?
If you were to identify that somebody's having a stroke, you can actually have a treatment that is effective to prevent that stroke from happening. But the number one is to identify the warning signs. And we created, through the American Stroke Association, as well as with Covidien, a global healthcare product leader, that a campaign that teaches us FAST, which is the face, arm, speech changes that will trigger you to identify somebody that is having a stroke. So you then can use the time, the T, to call 911. And the sooner you do that, you can make the largest difference on the health of that patient. FAST, I will go over each one of the items because it's so important to identify that the F stands for face weakness or numbness. The A is for arm weakness or numbness. Speech is for difficulties with communicating or understanding one. And time, of course, is for as fast as you can call 911 and get the person to be evaluated in a medical center that can treat stroke. Is the best way you can make a difference in preventing the strokes from happening.
The key is to call 911 and check to look for face, arm, and changes in speech.
But the key part is to get that 911 call so that this patient can be taken to a medical center that can really make a difference on the treatment of stroke. There is actually a very handy app that can be downloaded and it will give you all the information you need to know about the stroke signs, as well as what to do if a stroke is happening, with actually a direct dial into 911 from that app. And I think that being well informed, especially if you take care of potential folks that have risk factors for a stroke, is the most important thing we can do today.
Thank you, Dr. Lopez, for raising awareness of the warning signs of stroke and how to react during a stroke emergency.
Thank you.
The temperatures are dropping in Florida, which makes the holiday more nostalgic and warm in our own homes. But listen up, because nasty spiders, rodents, and pests are plotting their next move to gain access to our warmth in our home. Mostly when it's cold outside and there's unprotected food left in the kitchen. Joining us this morning to help educate us on how to prevent creepy, crawly creatures from invading our home during the colder months in Florida is Kim Kelly-Tunis. Kim will surprise us with the new results from a survey that uncovers America's pest IQ. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
Let's face it, most of us freak out, Kelly, when we see the sight of a spider and rodent.
Most people don't like to see outdoor pests indoors. And so that really tends to gross them out a little bit. Not to mention the fact there's that knowledge of the fact that once indoors, those rodents are doing a lot of defecating, a lot of urinating. And so that really adds to that ick factor as they're moving throughout our house.
All right, what are the top hot spots and areas most likely to find spiders and rodents in our home?
Well, in that Orkin survey, we found that about 1/3 of all respondents had rodents in their house last year. Of those that responded, 40% said they found the majority inside their kitchen. And the kitchen is a perfect area for rodents because we've got all of this exposed food. You know, every time you have a meal, you've got all of this exposed food out here, and rodents look at that, and we see a banquet, they see just nirvana. It's all this food is available for them. The same thing with uncovered garbage cans. There's a lot of food available for rodents to go ahead and eat. When we're done with the meal, dirty dishes. I don't know about you, but oftentimes if I'm really tired at night, I take these dirty dishes, I put them in a sink full of water and let them soak overnight so that I can clean them in the morning. But for a rodent, we're just providing them with all the food and water that they need. Same thing with the dishwasher. If you're lucky enough to have a dishwasher, while they're getting the dishes clean, where does all that food go? Sometimes it kicks off around the front of this dishwasher, and so rodents can exploit that. It's also nice and warm. And dog and pet food. We leave it out all day, all night for our animals to eat, but we're also leaving it out for the rodents. And those are really big, big areas. But lastly, you don't want to forget about the countertops.
What kind of damage can rodents cause in our home?
Rodents have to chew on something to keep their teeth chewed down. And so what's the ideal thing to use is the electrical cords on a lot of your appliances. And this can create a very big fire hazard in your house.
Where can our viewers find more information?
You can get some more information if you visit Orkin.com and our pest library. Contact your local pest management professional.
Thanks, Kelly, for helping creating awareness on sealing up those cracks on our windows and doors to keep spiders and rodents out during the holiday season. And most importantly, think about that unprotected food we're leaving out for Santa. We all know the importance of keeping our home clean and safe and having some curb appeal. Florida homeowners are grateful to see small increases in our property and a resurgence in the housing market. Do you know if your area is on the rebound up? Is now the right time for you to buy or sell? And if selling, what can you do to make it more marketable? Barbara Corcoran, founder of Corcoran Group, and my favorite shark on the Shark Tank, joins us this morning with insight on today's housing market and Florida's current state of recovery. Good morning, Barbara.
Come on, Rosie, cut it out. You're schmoozing already.
Okay, Barbara, is Florida rebounding after recent years of declining real estate and high inventory in South Florida?
Oh, I would say more than a state of recovery. Of course, you're rebounding like crazy, but Miami, as I'm sure you lived through and many of your neighbors lived through, is one of the hardest hit markets in the country. I think, of course, you had a few people hit harder than you, but not that many. But the very good news, and anyone who is out shopping for a home right now or has put their home on the market could bear witness to this. Miami is recovering at the tune of about 1%, regaining its value per month, according to Homes.com.
How about the rest of the state of Florida?
Well, not as much as Miami, but you know, you deserve to come up faster than everywhere else. You're leading the pack in the state of Florida, but you deserve it because you took the hardest hit. You had not one black eye, but two black eyes, because Miami, unlike anywhere else in Florida, had the largest building boom, as you know, going back 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Really? Really? How can we invest in a home that we don't even know who our neighbors are?
The best time to shop a second time for the house and have a second go look is go there at Friday night or Saturday night when you see people having fun. That's either good news or bad news for you, depending upon which unit you pick. And then you should also, if you have children, really go to pick up and drop off where the local school is, because that's where you see the whole neighborhood that you're ready to put a bid in on. You'll see all of the parents, the kids, and you could actually say, hey, am I going to be happy here? And I know it takes an extra hour, but it's such a comfortable way to make those 2 stops before you put the bid in, so you don't get stuck with the clunker next door. And that's the truth. Miserable neighbors make miserable home purchases, and you have to be careful, and most people just don't spend that time.
How can an owner get the most for their home when they put it on the market?
You focus on the rooms that buyers are interested in. You could have lousy bedrooms filled to the top with junk, even though it's not a smart idea, but people will forgive you. But you should focus on the foyer, the front of the house, the living room, and the kitchen. And the major thing that you could do to improve those rooms is to get rid of probably 1/3 to 1/2 your stuff. You might love all your little knickknacks and all your little pretty things that you've collected, but they get in the way in the buyer's eye. What they want to see is empty space that they could move into. Not totally empty, a nice rug, the lamps, the couch, but it has to be neutralized so they can visualize themselves in the space.
How can we find more practical information on where our market ranks?
Whether it's your area of Miami or any area in the United States or an area you're thinking of moving to or your kids are moving to, just go on homes.com, because what I like about it and why I use it is because it's easy to use. You know, there's a lot of fancy stuff out there. You can check, is it better to buy or rent? You could check, what did the house next door sell for? You could check how much negotiating is going on in the area. You could check in your car as you're zooming around, what houses, hey, I like this neighborhood. Why didn't we notice this before? Hey, well, I wonder what houses sell for here. You'll not only find out what they sell for right on your cell phone, you just go on their mobile app and it will tell you every house that's available for sale in that neighborhood.
Thanks, Barbara. I can talk to you all day. I'd love to hear more about Florida housing increases.
Thank you, Rosie.
Florida homeowners have lots to be grateful for this holiday season as the housing market begins to recover. Remember, shop wisely and research gift prices by using new apps and websites that compare prices. And create that Italian feast for your family that is a healthy meal that looks out for your digestive health as well as your heart health. And don't forget to seal up the cracks in your home's windows and doors to prevent outdoor pests from getting inside during the holiday season. We all have something to be grateful for, and here at Rosalie Productions, we are grateful to having a loving, healthy family that will enjoy the holiday season together. Share with us what you're grateful for at facebook.com/Rosalie Show or visit us at rosaliearchershow.com. And enjoy the season of giving. See you soon.